What I'd like for you guys to do is I'd like for you guys to run these commands right here. So the first command, sudo /sbin /IP tables. Sudo /sbin /IP tables. Now the -F, what that means is flush. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Okay, so what that means is flush. IP tables is your Linux firewall. So what you're doing here is you're turning off your Linux firewall. Now, you're often going to find, I want you guys to run lines 693 and 695. You're often going to find that the majority of time when you're pen testing and stuff does not work, right? Check and see if you have like your firewall or your antivirus or something like that turned on. I know you probably giggle, but you would be surprised for a working tester the number of times that something does not work because, Symantec is running. So a lot of us that pen test, we pen test with a virtual machine. We don't actually pen test with our real computer. The reason for that is oftentimes your virtual machine, you'll run it without antivirus, without, the local firewall turned on. You run it without all that stuff, specifically because you don't want anything interfering with your hacking tools. Okay, how many of you guys got Metasploit to turn on? Did any of you guys get Metasploit going now?
I got an error starting up.
Okay.
Bunch of errors, actually.
If you got an error starting up, put the word sudo in front of it. Did that fix it? Put the word sudo in front of MSF console.
Yeah, it's loading now.
Okay.
Do I need to put it in front?
If it doesn't run, sure.
Sudo. S-U-D-O.
Oh, okay.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. I told you you're teaching class next week.
And password?
I take you up on that.
Password is strategic sec.
Okay.
All lowercase, good buddy.
All right. Start in.
There's just not a whole lot of shrimp in the shrimp fried rice. Okay. Okay, how many of you guys got this where it came up with what's called ASCII art? See that?
Yeah, mine looks like a cow.
Yeah. So this is kind of the nerd humor that comes with Metasploit. Every time you run it, it's going to have a different kind of ASCII art. It might look like Missile Command from the old Atari. It might look like a shell, because like hackers call a computer that they hack into a shell. So it might have something that says, I love seashells. It might have Follow the White Rabbit from Metasploit, from the Matrix. All kinds of stuff, right? And that's just kind of their nerd humor. Now we're in Linux, so what we can do is we can hit Control L. Control L is in Lincoln. What does that do, guys?
All right, I just came back. So what are we?
Clears the screen, right?
Yes.
Okay. So now, guys, this is what you're going to be seeing for the rest of the week. Get used to it, baby.
Nice.
How many of you guys have ever heard of something called Armitage? You guys ever heard of that? Armitage?
Yeah, GUI version.
Yeah,
Unix.
right? So you've got Armitage. It's going to look, come on, computer. It's going to look something like this. Okay, this is the GUI version of Metasploit. And guess exactly what we won't be using in this class.
That'd go.
Armitage. Command line commando baby. Okay, now guys, I'm not knocking the product. Actually, I really like Mudge, Raphael Mudge, the guy who built it. It's just a sweetheart of a guy. I mean, a good soul. That's a good guy. So we won't be using Armitage. I will, however, make a recommendation. If some of you have heard of something, it's called Cobalt Strike. So Armitage is the free open source GUI that you'll see a lot of people use. Cobalt Strike is a commercial product that lays on top of Metasploit. Remember all that integration stuff? And it's really designed not for pen testers, but for red teamers. So if you pen test as a group, where it's several of you working together against the network, not against an application, primarily against the network, and you're going against the network, and the goal is to be more like state-sponsored hackers, not penetration testers. Throughout the week, I'll be explaining more of that, but the goal is to steal data, remain persistent without being detected. Like, if you're doing that kind of stuff, that's not penetration testing. That's red teaming, right? So if you're doing red team type stuff, I strongly recommend Cobalt Strike. Again, guys, I'm not one to endorse a commercial product, but having known Mudge for a while, just a sweetheart of a guy, I got nothing but good things to say about him. And I think the product is actually pretty stable too. So we'll come back to that. But for us, we're going to be going command line commando baby. Okay, what I'd like for you guys to do at that command prompt, just go ahead and type ls. So I'll type in ls, right? And I'll type clear, okay, just literally the word clear, right? Then I want you to type ping space C1 yahoo.com. What happens?
Oh, okay. I should be on the Metasploit interface, correct?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I step away for a minute.
Oh, no problem. So you're on ls wdd ping-c1 yahoo.com. Is this stuff working?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Now I'm just going to clear, and I'm going to nmap yahoo.com. Okay. So what you should be noticing is it literally runs anything that's a Linux command. So if you type something in Metasploit and it's not a Metasploit command, it's going to run the Linux command. So the hardest part when you get a brand new penetration tester is trying to teach him to stay inside of Metasploit MSF console. He needs to stay here. He's got to just get right in here, and whatever he needs to do it from here. You can do your scripting from here. Anything that you would do with a normal Linux command prompt, you can do from inside of Metasploit. So literally, you leverage the strength of the operating system and the strength of the hacking tool all in one. This is why I don't recommend using Metasploit in Windows because it's just a lot harder to integrate all of the other tools that you would have in Linux, right? So it's just so much more tuned for hacking. It really is. Okay, next thing, I want you guys to run, I'm going to kill this nmap because this is just taking way too long. I want you guys to run 717 through 723. Okay, can anybody talk me through what's it doing? Use what?
Auxilary Scanner per scanner.
Okay, so it's not an exploit, it's a what?
Scanning.
Yeah, it's an auxiliary, and the type of auxiliary is what?
Scanner.
Scanner, yeah, he's got it. There you go. And this is the type of scanner that it is. It's looking for port scans.
Both scan.
Okay, and it's going for TCP-based stuff. So we set the host, right, our host, and then we set what?
Set ports 80, 140, 1433, 1521, and the rest.
Okay. Then when you're done with it, you just hit run. So that bad boy, this is kind of showing you how pretty much any scanner, or not scanner, but pretty much how any auxiliary module works. So I want you guys to hit clear. Now I want you to type use space AU and then hit your tab key. When you say use space AU and hit your tab key, what happens? What does it do?
Autocomplete.
Yeah, it gives you autocomplete, right? Hit your tab key 2 times. As soon as you hit your tab key 2 times, he wants to show you what?
X64 possibilities.
Yeah, go ahead and hit Y for it.
Ooh.
Yeah, now use your arrow keys, use your space bar or your enter key. Your enter key will go 1 line at a time. Your space bar will go 1 page at a time. Start scrolling through all those auxiliaries. Did you guys know Metasploit did all this stuff?
Sure.
He's like, yeah, Joe, come on. Really?
That's good stuff, man.
And you're starting to see the way to run each one, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you see a module in there that you're like, hey, man, how do I run that? All you do is just say use that particular module, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you say use that particular module, then type show options. Show options. So when you use a particular module, then you can just say show options. Make sense, guys?
Yep.
So you say use the auxiliary, set the options, and then run. And you can use it for pretty much all of them, right? So I'll go use aux. Now, I don't know, let's go with scanners. So I'm going to go use Auxiliary Scanner, and I'm going to hit my tab 2 times. Okay, can you guys get back to this just like I did?
Okay, 1 second. Almost there. Okay. Pan.
Yeah, that's a fail to load module for some reason for me.
Okay. Go ahead, hit Control C or Q. And
I
then,
did Control C, didn't exit it, so I'm logging back into Metasploit.
oh, you killed all of Metasploit?
No. I came back, but for some reason,
Okay.
let me just launch it. Maybe it's cancel again. Yeah. I did Control C. Okay, so I'm back.
Okay. So now what I did this time was I did use Auxilary Scanner. And now I hit tab 2 times and it wants me to show 458 possibilities. Same for you?
Oh, yeah. I got it. I forgot to hit tab 2 times, I guess.
Ah.
Yep.
Let me say yes. Go ahead and scan through that stuff. Isn't this freaking insane?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty nuts, huh?
Yeah.
I can tell you as a guy who uses Metasploit a lot, I think I'm a power user. I'm pretty comfortable with it, right? There's still probably a clean third of it I've never even seen. There's so much of this stuff that, I don't use. And it doesn't mean it's bad. Sometimes it's just stuff that I don't run into on pen tests. Like I don't really run into VxWorks. Some of it's just stuff you don't run into. Some of it, you just get comfortable doing the same attack in a different tool. And, you just didn't even know that it was already a Metasploit module. But one thing that I can tell you that happens with the Metasploit crew a lot is if there's a new attack or new tool that hits the market, usually within a few days, it's integrated into Metasploit. Like on the high side, like a week. So if there's like a Heartbleed, Root Forcer, whatever the latest, thing that comes out, it's usually not too long before they get it in the Metasploit. Okay, let's go to 744.
Joe, how to exit the auxiliary? I did a Q, Control C, and can I exit it?
Okay.
How do you exit
It
it?
didn't work?
Yeah, to go back to the yeah.
Okay, so let me go here, right? If I hit Q, it should pop me out of it. And then I end up having to backspace.
1 second, Q.
Then you end up having to backspace?
Yes, I said unknown command, and I try Q again. No, unknown command. I type Control
Sounds like
C.
you're still in it. If you can type, go ahead and type clear.
Clear. Yeah, but it's still on auxiliary TCP.
Type back.
Yeah.
Type back.
Oh, back. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, I'm back.
Yeah, no problem. Hey, guys, that's a really good point for like what he was just talking about. Let's say you use a particular option and now you have where you're located, right? And you're finished running it, but you want to get back to just the MSF prompt, type back.
Okay.
Right? And that just compresses it back to an MSF prompt.
Okay.
All right. Now our next one, I want you guys to run 744 through 750. So 744 through 750, this is just an HTTP version check. Earlier we ran the port scan, we saw that port 8081 was open. So now what we're going to do is the version check against 8081, and we see that it's running Apache Coyote, right?
Yes.
All right. Okay. So now you see that it's running Apache Apache Coyote. I'd run my Tomcat stuff against it if I were you. So I'm going to go through 755 through 761. Okay, and none of those checks worked. So he looked for this admin J security check. It returned not found. Unable to enumerate users. It returned unfound. This is the kind of stuff that you do against these targets. Right? Now, I'm giving you this because these are the exact same steps that I take on a pen test if I see Apache Tomcat. Right? I go right down this whole thing. And sometimes it turns up stuff, sometimes it doesn't. One of the things that I think happens with people is way too many movies, man. Way too many movies. This job, a working pen tester, is long days. Like, you're doing a pen test, you will be beating on the same box for days, trying everything against it. Not uncommon to work some 12-hour days. It's not uncommon. So, you know, if I'm breaking into a machine, it might take me, you know, a couple of days of trying stuff against it. You know, not uncommon. Not uncommon. You keep trying stuff. You keep pulling your hair out. You keep Googling. You keep reading programming documentation, library documentation, because everything comes down to figuring out exactly what you're attacking. If you can figure out that I'm attacking this piece of software version 1.2.4, service pack build, blah, 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 with these libraries, then you can hunt down what's the security issue so you can break into it. I can't explain this to you enough. If you cannot fingerprint your target, you cannot break into it. If you cannot figure out what you're up against, you cannot break into it. If you cannot figure out what defensive mechanism is in the environment, is it IDS, is it IPS, is it HIPS, is it MIPS, you know, is it an XML gateway, so what about partition firewall? Like, if you can't figure out what is there, right, good luck breaking into stuff. So when I'm working with testers, especially new guys, I spend so much time trying to teach them how to fingerprint more, you know, how to dig more, because that's the real secret to the job. That's the real secret. Okay, guys, I'm going to stop right there. So the reason I'm going to stop right here, we're cutting off a little early today. See, it's about 3. We usually go to a little after 4, so we're cutting off about an hour early. The reason we're cutting off about an hour early is I want to make sure that you guys get your VMs downloaded. So I'm going to stay online. I'm not leaving. I'm going to stay online. I'm going to be here to help you, but I want to make sure that everyone has all their virtual machines up here. Now, the next thing I want to know is, do you guys have my phone number and email address?
Probably not.
Okay. All right, so since this is being recorded, I'm not going to type it out right now, but what I'll do is I'll send an email to each of you guys with my cell number. So, like, You know, like maybe you got to do like, you know, daddy stuff tomorrow and, you know, cart the kid to school or something like that. You know, you're going to be late or whatever the case may be. Just shoot me a quick text. You know, I'll be happy to be cool with you. It's not an issue. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start uploading the video right now. So I'm going to turn this video off